Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message to address how, again, I am still not in agreement with a child being grown at the age of 18. Now, I'm coming to address this again because there's just something that I want to put out there in the airwaves, and I want every parent to hear me and hear me clearly. You all saw the other video messages that I made when I talked about why I don't agree with a child being grown at the age of 18. And for those of you who did not view that video message, I wanted to tell you that I sorry guys, I was getting a phone call. But I wanted to tell you guys that number one, why I don't agree with it is because at the age of 18, you are still a teenager. Anything with teen in it, that means you are still a teenager. So at the age of 18 and 19, you are not grown. You are still actually literally a teenager. It doesn't matter if you are in college. It does not matter that you graduated from high school early or whatever. You are still a teenager. But the world has a age of consent, and the age of consent in most states, and it's only for sex, just consenting to sexual activity with others who are their age, is 17. I told you guys in the state of Illinois, I thought it was 18. I'm almost certain that in the state of Illinois, there was a time when the age of consent for sex was 18. But according to what a few people told me, it's always been 17. I don't remember that. But anyway, whatever the case, the age of sexual consent in the state of Illinois is 17. But I just want to throw this out there to give you guys some information. And I want you all to take heed. Now, there are going to be 18 and 19 and even 20-year-olds who are so mature they are able to live on their own. They're able to live on their own. They may have an apartment. They are able to maintain a job. They stay employed. They are able to pay a car note, pay the car insurance, pay their own cell phone bill, and they maintain probably a relationship if they are dating. And that's okay, because however you choose to raise your children is truly your business. I don't have anything to say with that. It's not my place. What you allow in your household and how you raise your children, or what you have taught them to believe as far as them being grown at a particular age, I'm not here to argue with you guys about that. But what I want to tell you guys is something that's very, very simple. And I know a lot of you all are not going to agree with this. I'm probably not going to be some of you all's friend. And I'm okay with that. If at 18, you have your son or daughter thinking that they are actually grown, when they make a grown man or woman decision and they get a grown man or woman's consequence, you should not come to try to save them or help them. Now, I know some of you all are confused, and let me just explain and elaborate on that. There was an incident that went on with a family member of mine, and there was a young lady. She is 18 years old. She's still in high school. She has not graduated yet. She will not be 19 until later in the year. But this young girl made a decision to come somewhere, and she put her 2 cents in a situation pertaining to a full-grown woman. And her putting herself in this situation, the grown woman, well into her 30s or 40s, made a statement to her, respectfully at first, and this 18-year-old girl told her, well, basically, that's my girlfriend, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And when the grown woman cursed at the girl got on the phone and she called her mother. And then the mother began to threaten that parent and cuss out the parent and tell the parent that when she saw her, she was going to whoop her so-and-so. So here's the deal. This is my thing with that. My thing with that is that If you are leading your children to believe that at the age of 18 they are grown, then when they make decisions to put themselves in situations with full grown men and women, I'm talking about men and women that are well into their 20s, well into their 30s, well into their 40s, probably even 50s. If they want to come to certain basketball games, if they want to come on field trips, if they want to show up at a friend's house and, a grown person asks them something or tells them don't do something in particular respectfully, and your child is 18 and they mouth off to a full-grown man or woman and they get cursed out, why is it that some of you all as the parent, you want to come and be helicopter mom or helicopter dad, and you ready to fight another parent for checking your child or even cursing out your child or correcting them? But if they're grown and they're making decisions and putting themselves in locations as a grown man or as a grown woman, then they deal with grown man and grown woman consequences. I mean, just think about it. I want you guys to really think about this, because at the end of the day, you as a parent, you're not always going to be available to come and save your son or your daughter. You're not always going to be available to come on the scene and get in the midst of your son's or your daughter's situations. If you trust that your son or daughter is grown at 18 or 19 or even 20, then you should trust that they can handle situations on their own as a grown man or a grown woman. In my personal opinion, I don't feel it's right for you to pick and choose when your child is grown and then other things kick off and then they're a baby again. Because let me tell you something about the streets. Out here in the streets, people don't care about who your child is. They don't care about who somebody's mother is. They don't care about who somebody's father is. If your child steps on the scene and they say, oh, I'm 18, I'm grown, or I'm 19, then there are women that are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s that will beat your son or daughter up. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I know this video might be a little bit shocking to you all, but this is just the reality of the situation. We don't live in that type of world anymore. Back in the day, in the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, there were situations that kicked off with younger kids, and you'll have a nice parent or a sage parent. They may go to the parent's door. They may say, young man or young lady, let me have your mom's number. Let me have your dad's number. Can I go over to the house? Let me have a conversation with them. I'm not going to even address you as the child. But see, nowadays we have made these young kids, even at 17 and at 18 and at 19, really believe that at the age of 18 they grown, when really by law they're only able to have consensual sex. That's it. They can 18 or 19 or 20-year-old cannot even buy tobacco. Your child at 18, 19, or 20 cannot even go into the local grocery store or gas station and buy blunts. They cannot buy cigarettes. They cannot buy alcohol. They cannot buy vape or Black and Milds. They cannot do this until they are 21. So again, if you have your child thinking that, or since this is what we want to ride with, the world and society says at 18 that a child is grown, then when your son or daughter or your sons or daughters are making grown man and grown woman decisions, when it's time for them to reap the repercussions of decisions that they make and then mouthing off to full grown men and women, don't you dare, as the mom or dad, come in. Just don't come in. Now, I get it. I know you guys are going to say, well, I'm going to protect my kids. I don't play about my kids. You know, it's irritating when I hear people say that, because I don't play about my kids either. No parent on this earth plays about their kids. That doesn't scare most people when you say, well, I don't play about my kids. None of us are playing about our children. Any woman out here that gave birth to her children, even though she may be highly irritated with her children sometimes, none of us are playing with our children. But all I'm saying is that if you have your child out here thinking that they grown and they can make all these decisions, why do you keep showing up? Why do you keep getting in drama? Why do you keep threatening other parents because they said something to your son or daughter that they did not like? Then all over, now your son or your daughter is looking like a baby again. And you're going to ride with that as a parent. But if your son or daughter is living on their own, or they have a roommate, or they're away in college, why do you keep rescuing them when a lot of times they're mouthing off, they're going to certain people's houses, they're going to parties, they are putting themselves in situations around, again, full grown men and women who are way past the age of 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then when they want to try to turn up, they get alcohol in their system, they get weed in their system, and they getting smart alecky, and they cussing at full grown men and women, and they telling them, I'm gonna beat you up, and they walking up on them. And that grown man or woman responds to your child. Why are you getting angry? Why are you trying to find out where the mother lives or where the father lives? Because you saying you about to fight them or you about to beat them up. And we see this a lot in the African American community. We see this a lot. And I've been seeing a whole lot of this. I see it at my daughter's school. I've seen it with some of my sons, some of his friends. I see it with these 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21-year-olds. Some of you all are so ignorant and ghetto and rude and uncouth. You may have a son or daughter that's 18, 19, or 20. And if you are beefing with another parent, you will allow your 18, 19, or 20-year-old child, or even if they are 21, you would allow them to get into another full-grown man or woman's face to try to call themselves checking them. What would you do if in the midst of that, they telling your child, I'm not addressing you, I'm talking to your mother, I'm talking to your father, and they kept talking, and then you caught that parent on the wrong day, and they punched your son or daughter in the face? Then it will be one big debacle. It would be one big fight. I had to put out this video message because people have to tell you all the truth. The world, I don't care how saved I am or how much God is in me. Again, things that are going on around me, I'm not in the dark about it. I'm not in the dark about it, but I have grown irritated because when I was 18, people put so much responsibility on me as an 18-year-old child, and I did not have a freaking clue about what it was I really was supposed to be doing or what direction I was supposed to go in. I was still crying, still whining, still running to my mama about a lot of stuff. But then on the flip side of that, everybody kept saying, you grown, you should have this, and this. You shouldn't be struggling in this, and that area. You should already have this, and this together. It's insane. It's disgusting. Kids at 18 and 19 and even 20 are still babies. They are still crying to you as the mother, still whining to you as the father or as the grandmother or grandfather, still complaining. A lot of them go away to college. They move out with a friend because they think they know it all. They want to just one-up you to prove to you that they are grown and they can pay their own bills. And then life humbles them or God humbles them and they have to pack up all their goods, put it on their little wagon and come back home to you. And that's real talk. That's real talk. So I just want to let you guys know, I had to make this because a lot of you all need to wake up. When my daughter turns 18, I'm still not going to tell her you're grown. I'm going to tell my daughter what I'm telling her now. Listen, I don't promote premarital sex, but I can't monitor you everywhere you go. So when you finally do turn 18, when you make grown woman decisions, you got to understand, if I'm not around, whatever's going to come to you is going to come to you. Watch your mouth. Watch your temper, watch your attitude, watch the company that you keep. Don't put yourself in situations with people that's 25, 28, 30, 35, 38, 40, 41, 42, 45, 50 years old. Because these people are set in their ways, they paying their own bills, they living on their own, and they done had a lot of stuff transpire in their life. And you don't know if you, with your little 18-year-old self, you make a statement to them and you catch them on the wrong day. And they want to strangle you, or they want to slap you, or they want to punch you, or they want to run up and they want to cuss you out. Yes, as the mother, I'm always going to have my kids back. Yes, I am willing and open to talk and have discussions with other parents. But at the same time, I tell my kids the truth. Watch how you out here talking to people. Watch what you out here doing. Stop making all these adult decisions when you know you're not ready for the consequences of it. You can't pick and choose when you want to come to me and you want to be a little boy or you want to be a little girl again when it's beneficial or convenient for you. That's the video message. I hope this resonates with you all, and I hope that you all's maturity level is so high viewing this message that you get my point. I hope you guys get my point because I love you and I got to tell you the truth. If nobody else tells you the truth, I have to try my best to tell you all the truth. And I give you guys information just to simply make you think. Be fair. Be fair as a parent. Stop always coming to the rescue of your child when they out here in the streets. They've disobeyed you. They've disrespected you. And they go out here in the world and then they want to talk crazy, and then because they know you're going to ride for them, or they know you're a hothead, or they know you got hands and you ready to fight at the drop of a dime. Oh, I could talk to this 35-year-old woman or this 40-year-old woman any type of way. I could talk to this 40-year-old man or this 45-year-old man any way I want, and I'm going to call my dad, or I'm going to call my mom, or I'm going to call my auntie, I'm going to call my uncle. Because these kids will put you in drama and put you in mess, and you sitting up in jail with charges about to get pressed on you, or you got a swollen eye or a sliced up throat, or your tires then got slashed and your kids laying on their butt at home eating snacks, or they go back to their college dorm when the weekend is over, or they go back to their little boyfriend or their little girlfriend house, and you stressed out almost about to have a heart attack. You going through all this stuff because you keep wanting to be the helicopter mom or dad. You keep wanting to be the mother cub. You know, that's just real talk. Well, guys, I know it's a sad time for you, but it's time for me to go. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any of you has been offended by anything I spoke about in this video, I'm not worried about it because I know that you will forgive me in the morning.